Alright, hello everybody and welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 for another live stream. Thank you for everybody who enjoyed the Wreckfest content over the weekend. It was heavily focused on Wreckfest just because it released, and also I wanted to completely overhaul my streaming setup, and overhaul I did. Things should look a lot better, and I also offloaded the streaming portion off my PC, and now the PC can just focus on the gaming. It should be better, but hopefully everybody's having a fantastic Monday, and I thought we would do something. I found this nice little area off east of Australia, New Zealand. Just all these little islands and so forth. There's a lot of cargo missions, so I'm hoping we can get something light cargo related, just to have some little island hopping today. I think that'd be kind of cool. And kind of discuss, hopefully, Sim Update 2 releasing this week. It might even be today, who knows. But yeah, I'm hoping it's this week, we'll see. But before we do anything else, let's go ahead and buy another aircraft here. Because I'm really looking for something just kind of for light cargo today. Because I don't really want to fly a PC-24 or so forth. I mean, we do have the PC-12. I think it's down here? Possibly? I don't even know where my planes are, actually. I've kind of lost track. What do I have here? Can I... Hang on. I wish I could see what I have, but when I'm here, I can't see it for some reason. Very good. Let's see here. It doesn't matter. We'll buy something. It should be the only thing here. Unless I deleted some. I don't remember. It's been a couple days. I've just been so focused on back-end stuff. I wasn't really in the sim too much. We'll just get... We'll go into Draco. Draco. Whatever you want to call it. Just in the mood for something a little smaller today, you know? Nothing too crazy, nothing too fast. Hopefully we'll get some nice island hops going. Hello, Roland. Welcome to the stream. And we'll just kind of plop it in this area, which, again, hopefully we'll run into some small cargo missions. I'll probably just delete the PC-12 for now, just so we can make sure that's going on. But today's stream, I wanted to kind of focus on, because, you know, the whole time before the marketplace came out, I was wanting to save up our credits for third-party creators' aircraft to use in career mode, but nobody's supporting it yet, which is very disappointing. So I'm just going to get rid of the PC-12 for now. That way the only missions we're going to see are light cargo, so we don't have to sit here hunting through everything. And... it's all good. I didn't really want to see that anyway, so it worked out. We got rid of it now anyways, and it's fantastic. I don't know why you can't just hover over it anyways and see what's going on with your plane. Because what should happen is, okay, oh, what's this plane? It should pop up saying, oh, it's a Draco X. You know, just... I think that would be nice. I still have medium cargo missions for some reason. I apparently have a plane here. Wait, what? What do I have? I don't think it's updated. I think that's the problem here. I think it still thinks I have the PC-12. Yeah, okay, hang on. Let's back out really quick and let the sim realize I don't have that aircraft anymore. Which now I realize was probably a mistake getting rid of it. Because now there's probably... Oh no, we got... Okay, perfect. Okay, the missions are a lot less than they were with the medium one, but at least we have something. Because I don't want a long flight. Even though this will probably be like 18 hours now because of the... I mean, the Draco's fast, so it should be fine. Or Draco. However you want to pronounce it. It's a free-for-all, it's fine. think it's possible to put a brand new missions with jet fighters. In regards to what? What do we? I don't know what we mean by that. Can you bring myself to try career again? Alright. I like career, but it's grindy. Oh, it's a lot less now after they improved all the pricings. Beginning to enjoy free flight. Just after 1,000+ hours and more than that in 2020 free flight, and that's just boring to me now. Which is why I don't buy any planes, because if third-party developers aren't supporting career mode, I'm not buying the plane. It's as simple as that. The days of just randomly flying in free flight are over for me. But hey, I mean, if they don't support career mode, it saves me money, so it's all good. Can be a cool plane, but you're not supporting the most played mode in the sim, then I guess you just want to miss out on money. And, you know, it's whatever. So hopefully some developers will start, you know, supporting career mode at some point. That would be ideal. And yes, Tim, they do. There's going to be other... They want to bring pretty much everything that's suitable for a mission type into career mode. No doubt about it. Oh, I think I have the voices turned off still from the free flight we did over the weekend. Hang on. There we go. I kind of forgot about that. It's like, oh.
Prompt and safe delivery is key for the success of our business. You have all the pertinent information in your flight packet as a reminder. Clear skies ahead.
All right.
November Charlie Alpha, India traffic CDWN 32, Mike India Oscar 669er is taxiing to runway 14.
A nice hold short. I'm not very good with this plane, though. Because we've only flown it kind of here and there, and that's about it. Alright. I'm assuming there's no tower to talk to here.
November Charlie Alpha, India traffic CDWN 32, Mike India Oscar 669er taking off runway 14 departure to the east.
Oh. I'm glad I'd mentioned that, oh, there shouldn't be any tower here, and then I'm surprised that we're not talking to anybody else here. We'll get a couple notches of flaps, we don't really need too much. This thing has so much power on it. Got a pretty heavy crosswind going on. Windsock is straight out over here. Oh my good, okay, well, we're already in the air. Oh, crap, sorry. I knew I should have just brought it up right away, but, you know, may as well get a penalty. A fantastic start. Bring that prop RPM down to 80% here. Only 114 nautical miles, nothing too crazy, especially since we can go pretty decent speed on this. Go ahead and get our heading going, get into autopilot, get an altitude of 1,600 feet, and we'll already get nav mode on as well, because we'll intersect our magenta line and we'll get started on that. Sorry, I'm just checking audio here really quick. Such a cool plane though, my goodness. Especially with the power it has, and now I'm just already thinking about the landing. Hopefully we can get a good one going on that. But alright, audio sounds great. Love it. Loving my new streaming setup already. And there we go. Over the ocean we are. Oh, I can actually pop out the window on this one. But yeah, I noticed all these random airports on these islands. And I was like, oh, it's kind of a nice place to just do some missions. And there was even like a $3 million medevac mission from like an island here going to South America. I was like, oh, that's pretty nice too. So you get some pretty good options. Obviously, it's pretty light on the light cargo missions, but there's plenty of medium cargo. I just didn't want to do missions that were going to take way too long. I don't like doing those for the live streams. You know, having one plane that you're looking at the whole time and then you land and 3 hours later, that's the only thing you did. Always try to have a mix of things going on. And yes, Matt, I am. I finally offloaded the streaming portion away from my gaming PC, so now the PC running the game can just focus on the game itself. I've also increased the quality of the stream, at least I hope so. It should look a lot better on all the devices than it was before. And yeah, I'm hoping it'll be a much better experience for you guys as well. Matter of fact, we can go a little bit faster here. We'll get up to the close to the overspeed limit. I don't want to go too crazy on that. Bring it back just a little bit. Perfect. Oh, you know what? Yeah, I just want to make... I think the water's set to high. If you were in the beta, there was this update that came out in preparation of Sim Update 2, but it wasn't really... It was kind of like a phantom update almost. And it reset the settings, and then if you had stuff in the community folder or downloaded specifically from third parties, it would delete all of it, so it would be kind of a fresh start. Water waves. Ultra. Oh, no, high. There we go. I always like to have that set higher when we're actually over water as opposed to over land where I have that turned down. But I didn't have anything in the community folder since I don't get any third-party stuff outside of the sim. But even stuff that was installed from the sim itself was deleted, so you just, I mean, it's not really deleted, it just wasn't in the list, so I just have to pop in and get my Colorado Springs airport back. And Matt, you need a capture card between one PC to another computer. To flight with Ryanair are cheaper than this dated game. I don't even know what that means, but alright. They need to allow the co-pilot to handle the radio calls. I'm really hoping they do that too, Omar. I mean, the co-pilot can already do that in free flight, and I don't see why we can't have that be an option in career mode either. Would definitely be handy. Because, yeah, I know that whole cancel IFR thing. People were always mentioning that, but it can definitely cause issues and cause a lower score even if you're not missing radio calls. So yeah, it's definitely not the solution most of the time. Alright. We've reached under 100 miles away. Go ahead and boost this up. Got a little bit more speed going on there. But see, this is why I don't really like flying around the ocean or living by an ocean. I just think it's boring. I mean, just seeing this every day. You know, with mountains, you get the seasons changing, you get the snow, you get the dry. Nothing beats the mountains. And this is primarily why I don't really fly over the oceans in Flight Sim either, because it's just kind of like, okay, there's the water. And if we look to the left, we have more water. I just can't get fascinated by the ocean. Plus, I hate the ocean, because you don't know what's swimming under there. There's all kinds of creatures we don't even know. It's just... no. Absolutely not. You got no VIP missions in the West Coast? That's pretty odd. I don't know. Because we can look at the map again after this, but yeah, I have them pretty much anywhere at this point. And FMJ, welcome to the stream, but no updates as of yet. I'm sure we'll be hearing something. Because they were doing some stuff regarding Sim Update 2 over the weekend, pushing things server side, and caused a bunch of angry people. Even though it said when you join the beta program that you may run into issues or even having to reinstall the sim or anything like that. I mean, if it's not something you want to deal with, then I highly recommend not joining the betas, because things like that can happen. Now, if it happened to everybody that wasn't even in the beta too, then I would understand, you know, being frustrated at that point. But I mean, if you're voluntarily joining a beta program where you're going to be on a different path than everybody else, there's a chance things like that can happen. So hopefully those people that were very upset by it, that joined the beta, that lost their community folder content and had to reinstall stuff, I highly recommend not joining the beta again. Is really all I can say to that. You know, that's why I hate that GTA Online added animals. Because I hate going in the water missions now. Because, you know, the sharks are swimming around and it's horrendous. It's just, it was so much nicer when the animals weren't there, specifically the ocean ones. I mean, imagine having a plane emergency out in the middle of the ocean. Or even just being on a ship that's sinking. Like, that is just awful. Aviation Geek, this is the... I'm assuming it's Draco, is how it's supposed to be pronounced. It could be Draco, but it's Draco X is the plane. Yep, once you're in career mode, there's a button in the bottom left that says reset career or whatever. I think you can do it well, actually, I think I can just show you here, too. If you click here, yeah, it's Shift Delete to reset career when you go to the pilot overview. Non-standard community folder location saved me on the platform update. Very nice, rough landings, very nice. Hey Reaper, finally got the 737 in career mode. Most I got so far in one flight was 11.3. Yeah, it's pretty funny because now you can get that from just a $5 million aircraft now with the CJ4. But I mean, it's still cool to have an airliner. It'll be nice once the Airbuses also get career support. Because we already know the A330 is getting close to being done for career, so we'll be getting the heavy cargo missions. We know the Beluga's getting close, so super heavy cargo missions should be relatively close as well, and then the other Airbus airliners are being worked on to get into career support as well. So it'll just be nice having a mix of different airliners, and then of course the Embraer partnership. Hopefully we'll get some of those airliners into the sim as well. That would definitely be nice. A little shaky up here. A little bit of turbulence we're running into. Oh, it's a pretty nice flight though, Reaper. But yeah, I don't think there's gonna be... Because I think that flight you just listed is pretty much the farthest distance. I mean, that's just something that can be tweaked in the settings. It's not our settings, but just the developers can change what the distances for the missions are. So it'd be really cool to have those international flights going on. But yeah, we've done a lot of flying in this sim since release. No doubt about it. Although the stats that are in the sim aren't right anyways, because there's been times where I restarted it and for whatever reason those stats don't keep the same. Because I think, what did it say I'm at with hours? Yeah, I have a lot more hours than 204 flight hours. Because right now my time in the sim is up to 28 days, 0 hours, 26 minutes. I'm already... Because I think... I don't know what I was at in 2020, but I'm probably close to being done with... or passing 2020's time. I mean, just having the career mode has made it so much more enjoyable. Just having progression in the sim is excellent. Because, I mean, with 2020, you just kind of get bored of doing random free flights, and it's like, okay, well, there's that done. And we got our nitros in the front here. Just kidding. Before people believe me and say, that's not nitros. We're down to 79 nautical miles to go. Oh. Going about 160 knots, mainly, probably on average. But yeah, regarding Sim Update 2, I would imagine we're going to be seeing that sometime this week. I'm not sure if they're going to announce when it's going to release, or if it's just going to be something where they're going to be like, hey, SU2 is here. So we'll see. Very nice rough landings. Very nice. I'll see how the marketplace updates go this week, if anybody supports career mode. If not, if they don't, then I'll just end up purchasing the 737 and going from that. I don't think we're going to see too many ships out here. Because I would imagine most of the deliveries and cargo are probably by plane for these smaller islands. Because, I mean, there's no ports or anything that the ships could dock, so... But there's so many of these islands, that's why I was like, oh, that's kind of a cool area to just do some missions from time to time, though. Here we have the Battlefield 1943 map, as you can see. And no, it's not the specific one, I'm just joking around. But yeah, you're so far in the middle of nowhere in the ocean. We are going to have a little island, I think I see it right there. With some lovely turquoise water. That's why you can kind of see that color difference already. You know what? We may as well see something. Hang on, let's divert just a little bit. Because that is pretty much the only piece of land we'll see. Oh no, I lied. We have one other little island. Look at it. Look at this little island. So we have one other piece of land before our destination. We'll try not to go too far away from the line here and get a mission failed because we went too far off the flight path. Debating buying a boat. Oh goodness gracious. And Nice Reaper and Samuel actually terrifying Imagine at night. Oh, no. I mean, it's just, no. As a matter of fact, I don't want to imagine it at night. Oh my goodness. Hey Travis, glad you're enjoying your time in Flight Sim. That's awesome to hear. Because I don't even think most of these are inhabit. Oh, no, never mind. You know everybody in this island knows each other. There's no way that they don't. I mean, then that's it. That's their island. At least when all the chaos goes on in the world, they pretty much don't even know, like... I wouldn't even be on the internet over here. I would just pretend nothing else exists. We're the only piece of land on the entire planet. That's the one positive about being out in the middle of absolutely nowhere in the middle of the ocean. We're just checking out this little atoll thing over here. Got the 737 a few days ago, but can't even do a mission due to ATC bug that won't let me file my flight plan. When I skip to takeoff, it fails the mission. Yeah, I mean, the time we've spent with the 737 in as an employee for it, never ran into that issue. I don't know if that's just because it's an employee version or what the deal is. But yeah, I don't really pay much attention to the in-sim logbook, because I wish it wouldn't count the challenges or challenge league in there. It should just focus on free flight and career. Because I mean, I don't like how it fills up your logbook with a bunch of, like, you know, 3-minute flights because of a landing challenge or stuff like that. Or at least make it to where that's a separate tab, maybe? I think that'd be kind of nice, but yeah, it's just such a jumbled mess in that logbook. I don't really pay much attention to the in-sim one. Welcome to our first piece of land in about 33 minutes, everybody. If I owned this island, I would create the world's first boat through. A little coffee shop, so, you know, a big tanker or cruise ship could just stop by, pick up a little drink on their way through. I mean, the pier would have to go up pretty far, though. Obviously, the cruise ship wouldn't be getting to the the beach line. You know, if this was closer to like a main continent, this would probably already be owned by a cruise ship company with a resort on it or some crap. All tropical here, and then down that direction, all ice. Alright, let's get back to our our mission at hand here. But I'd say this was worth a stop. Looks pretty sweet. It's always funny to me how places make a big deal out of their turquoise water. All it is just shallow waters. That's why it looks turquoise as opposed to dark blue. But it's always funny when a place makes it like, oh, we're the only people that have turquoise water. It's like, okay. Hey, Halloween! You haven't missed too much. That was just our first piece of land we flew over. We're doing a light cargo mission out in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. Kind of in no man's land, northeast of New Zealand by hundreds of miles. This is where we're at currently. Is there a guide on how to start this plane from cold and dark? I tried following the checklist the other day, but couldn't get it to stay running after I turned off the starter. Crowbot, when we land this thing, we'll go into free flight and we'll just go through the checklist. We'll see what's going on. Because I haven't done it personally on this aircraft, so I don't know any tips or anything like that. So we'll just see what's going on and see what we got going on. If that makes sense. Oh, FMJ, alright. Just a really relative... It's somewhat expensive of a repair bill. Only $44 million. Oh, no. And you're welcome, Crowbot. You are welcome. I always like when people bring stuff up like that, because then it gives me an idea of what we'll do after the flight, as opposed to me thinking, now what are we going to do? Oh, man. I'm glad to see you guys enjoyed the, like, I don't know what it's, the YouTube post thing, even though it seems like it doesn't show it very much to a lot of people, but those that did see the post that I did, as opposed to doing a video for the update last week on Thursday, I'm glad you guys enjoyed that, because, yeah, I mean, if there's nothing to really talk about in a Thursday development blog, then I'm not going to bother making a video and make you guys watch something that just does not need a video for it. What about third-party support? That's my question. I mean, so far we've had a couple weeks with the marketplace, and all the planes that have come out that do have 2024 support aren't supporting Career yet. We were talking about that earlier. It's just, I'm hoping we'll start seeing some of that support coming in, because as I've been saying, if you're not going to bother supporting Career mode, I'm not going to bother buying the plane. It's as simple as that. So, really hope we'll start seeing something sooner than later. Why does this airplane have an inflatable door seal? I don't know. I guess I'll just have to watch the videos that... I think it was like a... Yeah, this dude. Mike Patty? Oh, there's his website. I'm not seeing... What are we talking about? What are we talking about? I don't know what we're talking about. By the way, it's pretty funny. You can actually do the walk-around feature outside the plane. But anyways. Let's see here. And also rude VIP customers. Inflatable door seal switch is on the left of the orange light. Oh, I don't know. Just in case you want to inflate some things or deflate it, you know? If things are getting a little heated inside the cockpit, a little argument going on, you want to deflate the situation. But I really don't know. To give you an answer to the question, I have no idea. I'm sure somebody will know, though. It is a cool logo, though, for it. Get the light on it just right. There we go. Should be well under 50 nautical miles out from our destination, folks. ATC needs help, but it can still be used for majority. Yeah, I mean, I don't even know what I was going to say. I mean, it's just, you know, I'm not really too picky with ATC. So I'm sure people that are very versed in, you know, terminology and so forth. I mean, again, it'll be stuff that gets improved, no doubt about it. Ooh, definitely hitting some good turbulence out here. By the way, it's nice. There's nobody to talk to out here either. My kind of mission. Not doing all these handoffs every 10 seconds. But yep, 46.5 nautical miles. We can add a little bit more power to us here. Get us closer to the overspeed limit, about 180 knots. It's a bit of a weird camera thing going on in the cockpit of this. But it's only when you look down. I'm trying to find a good spot where you can see it really well. Yeah, right here. You can kind of see it at the bottom. But it's not over here. It's only... It has something to do with these screens, I guess. Kind of glitches things out. Just a little thing, you know, just thought I'd mention it. It's not my stream doing it. Is there a faster way than fast travel to unlock the world map? No. Right now it's just doing the fast travel, which I think the prices went down. Like, it's hardly expensive anymore, which I thought was surprising. But no, everything that... I'll show my world map. I actually did a lot of that over the last few days. I opened up all of Saudi Arabia now. I did more of Australia. New Zealand's fully unlocked. Japan's fully unlocked. The Koreas are... I did all of Alaska for some reason, even though I don't really plan on flying up there. And yeah, but I'll show that too. And then of course we'll do a cold and dark start with the Draco here once we're done with our little mission, which will be done in about probably 20 minutes time or so. Making some good progress. Chicago area is terrible for ATC handoffs. I mean, yeah, there's some places where it's just like you talk to somebody, okay, I'm gonna hand off or move over this next tower. You're there for maybe 3 or 5 minutes, and then it's just like, okay, handing you off to this person. Now it's like, oh my goodness. And then, like we were talking about earlier too, doing the cancel IFR thing is great. You don't have to deal with any communication, but it can still bug things out or drop your score anyways. So it's just kind of hit or miss on that. So again, hopefully Copilot, like it is in free flight, will be able to handle ATCs. I mean, it should be that way anyways. I mean, if you don't have a Copilot, then I understand why it wouldn't be. But so many planes, you have a Copilot sitting with you, so they can handle some ATC communication, as opposed to just telling me I'm at 10,000 feet, or V1. I think that's all they say now. They used to complain about, oh, your gears are still down, or they need to be up, or whatever, and it was during the descent. Well, I'm glad that's been fixed. So some weird quirks regarding that. I'm happy to see that's been fixed in career mode as well. But there's plenty more coming along in Sim Update 2, which is going to be an even bigger update than Sim Update 1 was. And hopefully we'll start getting into that beta program here this week at some point. Maybe even today, who knows? Because they were doing stuff regarding SU2 over the weekend. So we'll see. Do we still see that little island we were at? Wow, we actually made some good progress. I don't even see it anymore. Clouds look nice around here. But am I ready for heavy cargo and super heavy cargo? I mean, that's the other thing too, is you need to save credits for when that does appear as well. Because I'm sure the Beluga's not going to be cheap. I mean, if the 737's 80 million credits, because I don't know if the prices, because I think there's prices already showing, but I'm not sure if that's what it's actually going to be priced at once the missions are available to purchase. So where can we get into it? Well, I just follow the flight sim social medias on X, Twitter, Facebook, and then I just have the notifications on for them on X, and then that way when they post anything I know right away. Or you can look at it on the forums, the Microsoft Flight Sim forums. They always post the updates there too, or their website. So I mean, there's plenty of different places you can get that going and get into the know of when things are popping out. Do we have any pamphlets? No? Well, this was a plane that he built, right? Or something like that? Or was it another plane that was modified? So I guess it wouldn't have any pamphlets if it's his own. We do have a diagram back here. Maximum luggage load. It's very blurry though. Fix the luggage to the floor using a rope according to the pattern below. Carrying of luggage in bulk is prohibited. Comfy chairs though. But yeah, I guess this answers the pressurization thing. We do have oxygen, so I'm assuming this has a pretty high ceiling limit. Okay, Halloween. But yep, when Sim Update 2 comes out, you can best guarantee we'll be diving into it and seeing what's been fixed, what's been improved, added, and all that good stuff. Absolutely. By the way, we're about to dip below 30 nautical miles out. Very nice. It is a fun plane to fly, though. It just has been something that we haven't used too much. We got a pretty decent runway here as well. It looks gravel as well. That would be cool. I think it is. So it's almost like a bush trip we got going on here, you know? See? Oh, by the way, I looked into that a bit more. They're just doing a lot of reworks for it into 2024, so bush flights are definitely coming back. Not sure when though. But just thought I'd mention that because I know a lot of you do enjoy those bush trips, but those are being reworked for 2024. Oh yeah, that's definitely gravel. Hopefully it is gravel in the sim as well, because sometimes it does just put like a gray block over it. So I'm hoping it didn't do it this time. See, these people are smart. They didn't want to build along the water. I wouldn't have done the same thing either. They actually went up into the elevation of the island and built their village up there. You can guarantee that's a church. You can always tell that from satellite imagery. There's actually a lot of people on this island. These people have a farm or orchard going on. There's actually quite a few orchards. Nice. Now I'm interested to see how much of an elevation change it actually is. Not too much. It should be. It's still pretty decent though, but nothing too crazy, of course. I'm talking about the third-party people, the developers who make planes for the marketplace, and their lack of support for career mode so far. There's been a few 2024 planes that have come out, but they don't support career mode. Well, I know it won't be in the middle of the night. They never release anything that crazy. Or, they don't release it at those crazy times. It's always typically midday or so. I'm hoping Sim Update 2 is going to change the PC24 parameters as well, because I've been told that they're based off the PC12, which is why it gives the PC24 such short runways as well. That's why I've kind of avoided. I mean, I only fly the PC24 in Saudi Arabia, that area. I never have any issues with runway lengths there. They're always perfect airports for those missions. But once you go out of that area, Europe, the US, it's just hit or miss on what runways you get. But yeah, that's what I mean by third-party support. There's a very lack of support for career mode, and I'm hoping that'll change. And as I've been saying, and as I said earlier in the stream, if there's no career support, I'm not going to bother buying the game, or the the plane, because I don't fly in free flight anymore. So we'll see. I mean, we'll have another marketplace refresh today, and then of course on Thursdays, Mondays and Thursdays, there's always a refresh of the store, and we'll see who the first developer is to support career mode. I already see our island that we're heading to off the horizon, and then of course a little extra plot of land that we were talking about earlier, which I don't think this thing has anything on it. Some really old satellite imagery down here. You can always tell how old the imagery is when you zoom in. This is like 2007 stuff here. I'm still disappointed with new imagery from Google Maps too. Google Maps used to look really nice, but they changed their way of doing it, and then whatever they have now is just horrendous. The imagery's so blown out and bright, I don't know. Apple Maps looks awesome, like their 3D view, the photogrammetry they got going on. I kind of wish Apple Maps would be in the sim, because my goodness, it's just really high, because they don't use satellite imagery, they're using it from, I think they only do aerial photography from an aircraft, and the camera they use, oh my goodness. Apple Maps has some crisp imagery on their mapping now. They're definitely my favorite, because I mean, I've been using Google Maps now for well over a decade, and they've just, I don't know, it seems like they're putting less and less investment into Google Maps, because the new imagery is just not good. And honestly, if it wasn't for Flight Sim, I don't even think Bing Maps would be around anymore. I mean, Flight Sim really gave Bing Maps a new life. I'd still love to see some improvements on that, but hopefully we can get some good stuff going from it. You can tell the wind is calming down. Look at the water. There's a lot less waves crashing around down there now. And I know there's like third-party programs to like add or inject other mapping stuff into the sim, but I don't want to deal with all that crap. Because once you start making the sim not vanilla, that's when you're going to start running into more and more issues with your sim. Because like for me, I don't have any third-party programs installed. I haven't seen a crash in the sim in a very long time now at this point, actually. And that's why I don't want to inject other stuff from third-party software into, like, it's just, you're gonna run into issues more and more that way. It's just not worth it. Alrighty, folks, we have made it to our island. By the way, in case you were wondering, this is the island we started at. It was a pretty nice airport. I think that's a -8, if I'm not mistaken. Or is that a... no. Pretty sure that's a... no? I don't know. That actually does look like a Saab 340. Another plane that I hope gets some fixes in Sim Update 2, along with the ES-30. Those two planes are just... I mean, I've had luck with the 340, it's just I wish the autopilot wasn't as wonky as it is. But the ES-30 is pretty much nearly unflyable. Sometimes my little baggage door trick works, but it's not worth the risk of losing all that money on the plane over and over again. Honestly, you're probably not going to hear about Flight Sim going to the PlayStation 5 or the Nintendo Switch 2, which was rumored as well, until everything kind of gets situated right now on both the PC and Xbox. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes to PlayStation and Nintendo. I'm still kind of... I don't know about the Switch, we'll see. But PS5, I could see that happening. But I wouldn't hold my breath about an announcement until they get everything situated here first. Because you know what'll happen. If they announced it now, everybody's going to be like, oh great, so now you're going to add another platform when these other two platforms are needing work. You know, that's the whole mentality as to why I know they're not going to be announcing anything regarding other platforms now. Maybe down in the future, we'll definitely hear something about it. But definitely not anything anytime soon. At least that's what I'm hoping. You know, there's no reason to add even more work than already needs to be done, you know. I know Bethesda was supposed to have some announcements going on today. They've already announced it. It's probably about Indiana Jones going to PlayStation 5. Oh yeah, it was already 3 hours. I didn't even hear much about it. Yeah, April 17th for you PlayStation players, or if you're on PlayStation, whatever. Get Indiana Jones and the Great Circle on April 17th. I'm not that big into Indiana Jones, personally, the movies or the game, so that's why I didn't bother playing it on Xbox. But I heard good things about it, so if you haven't played it yet, or if you have, hopefully you enjoyed it. Bring our altitude down just a bit. I think I'm already seeing yeah, I don't think it has a runway. That's perfect. See, we got a little bit of a bush trip going on here. Love it. It'll be cool when they're added to 2024, though. Because I didn't really dive into them much in 2020. So those will be fun to do some content with. Forza is one of those games that really needs just to take a break and get an overhaul. I used to love the Horizon series, and then now it's just 4 and 5 were, I don't know. I think that whole formula they got for Horizon's kind of run its course at this point. But don't get me wrong, they're still fun games, and hopefully those on PlayStation will enjoy that as well. It looks like the sim might have put a... No, I'm hoping it's just dirt. That would be nice. Because the sim has a tendency of adding like a random gray paint over everything. So we'll see as we get closer. And yeah, the reboot for Motorsport was pretty disappointing. Like, I don't know, it's just... Was expecting a lot more for that franchise, especially since they did take that break. Like, they were kind of rebooting the franchise, but... Yeah. Alright, landings are not my thing with this thing, so we'll see how this goes. Ooh, a post from Flight Sim. On Friday, March 21st, some players on PC... something. I'll have to look at that after we land here. Get our first... Okay. How it... That doesn't seem right. We're only going like 65 knots, and that's exceeding the speed? The stall speed's 30 knots on this thing. Yeah, see, it did what I was talking about. I'm pretty sure this is dirt or gravel, but the sim always just puts something else on it, unfortunately. Because it definitely doesn't look like a paved runway on the satellite imagery. A little bounce. Not too bad, though. Oh, you know what? We're probably have to take off again. I kind of... Oh, no. It did... Okay. Oh. So it did remember. Because they fixed that weird glitch with airports that aren't towered. Okay, I was trying to get to the... Oh, anyways. This is why I still don't really care too much about the reputation system. It's another thing that's going to be getting improvements in SU2. Same with the scoring system, the balance of economy, all that kind of stuff. We're going to be seeing some improvements. It was still a fun flight, though, don't get me wrong. A little bit disappointed that this wasn't an actual gravel dirt landing here, though, which it should have been. That is a giant tree. Look at that thing. Can probably cut it down if it's dead in the... Oh! Too busy looking at trees. We're fine. Alright, let's see what's going on here. On Friday, March 21st, some players on PC who were previously enrolled in the Sim Update 1 public beta encountered an issue in which their settings and community folder were reset to default. Please see this forum post for an explanation of what happened and the steps we are taking to prevent this from occurring again in the future. Let's see. No. This automatic update also reset folders in certain settings within the sim, imitating a full uninstall reinstall. This issue was triggered by back-end changes made in preparation for the start of Sim Update 2 flighting. More details on this below. Oh. Where? More details on this below. Yes, I'm planning to leave the flighting group and no, I think it's just talking about how to fix it. To solve this issue, Friday. Alright, so basically... Anyways, for all users who were impacted by this, we are incredibly sorry and will take the steps to ensure this never happens again. While the behavior which prompted an automatic update on Windows PC is still under investigation, we understand what triggered the issue and have the means to approach it differently in the future. We have recommended any users who still have a pending update on Windows PC via the Xbox app to leave the flighting group via the Xbox Insider Hub. So, I mean, yeah, if you need to look at that, or if you're not in the beta, there's nothing you have to deal with. It's all good. But yep, today we will be automatically unenroll any users on Windows PC who have not yet been moved to the flighting group. These users will need to rejoin via the Xbox Insider Hub if they wish to participate in flighting again. And this is talking about the stuff that I was talking about earlier this stream, where there was a random update that came out over the weekend, where if you installed it, your community folder would be emptied and all that kind of stuff. I didn't have anything in there anyway, so it really didn't affect me. But if you had other stuff installed, you would need to reinstall it and all that. I was kind of hoping there's going to be like, oh, by the way, SU2 coming out this week. But alright, I'm going to do a cold and dark start here on the Draco X, since we were talking about that earlier. Let's go to the Big Island. Just kind of pop in over here. And Busted, I can show you that once we finish up the cold and dark here. But, I mean, if you want a quick explanation of it, you want flaps down, like 2 notches, maybe even full if you want to. Because tail draggers, they don't need a lot of time to take off. Once that tail goes up, you're going to be ready to go and you can lift off. And having those flaps set at a pretty high degree will increase that lift, because these aircraft are very light. That's why they don't require too much time in order to get off the ground, but I'll showcase what I mean here after we get this cold and dark start done here. And you're welcome, Crowbat. Crowbot, not Bat. Goodness gracious. But you're welcome. Because yeah, I've never done a cold and dark start with this one. So we'll see together if it's you or the checklist. It's our new game show. Parking brake is set. Doors are closed. Breakers set and checked. I don't think we have to worry about anything here except the battery switch. We'll get that on. Avionics master, that was here. Fuel quantity checked. Set barometer checked. Avionics set and checked. Perfect. Navigation strobe lights on. There we go. Continue both of these. Just want to double check it because anything that says as required or set and checked. Because all that should just be defaulted to what it needs to be. But it's always good to check it, just in case. Emergency oxygen system on. Oh. Fingertip oximeter test. It's been tested. Emergency oxygen system off. Starting the engine. Fuel selector both, it already is. Fuel condition lever to cut off, it is. Prop RPM max. Left fuel pump on. I'm assuming the right one's right here as well, yeah. So left on, right on, auto ignition on. Navigation beacon lights are prop areas clear. Clear. Did you hear me? Guess we'll find out. Starter, 15 seconds max. Hold starter on position until engine starts for 15 seconds. You would think it'd be down here. Alright. Oh, it's this. Okay, I was looking for a key. No wonder we weren't finding it. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. I should probably bring the fuel condition on. Oh! Oh look, there's the inflated stuff we were talking about. So we got it running, but we're not doing much. And I think what the issue is... Hang on. Oh, the starter's still on too, which doesn't help. Because it seems weird to me that you would start the engine without this being already at low idle. I think it's supposed to be up to low idle before, because it's just at cutoff, so why would it... So let's try this again with us actually at low idle on the fuel. Okay, let's turn off the generator again. We'll do this, and then we'll do what the checklist says to bring that fuel condition up to low idle. Because once it starts, great. Do the starter first, then auto start. Okay, well, let's try that. Because yeah, we were just going in the order the checklist said, and it said to have auto start on like one of the first things, so we'll... I left the starter on too. I shouldn't have done that. Alright, here, hang on. Let's get a fresh plane in here and try it the way we were told before we do all that. And then you bring the condition to full after it gets to that point? Okay. It's alright, I just want to do this really quick just to have a fresh plane. But yeah, obviously the checklist is needing some tweaks to it, because the way it wants you to do it does not work the way it's saying. Okay, so battery switch on, avionics on. Don't need to worry about the lights, don't care about it. Oxygen system's fine, whatever. Okay, so fuel selectors set to both. Fuel condition levers to cut off. Max RPM on the prop. Left and right fuel pumps on. And then we'll leave auto ignition off for now. Hold this until it starts. Then fuel condition lever to low idle. No, I didn't like it there. Because it's just weird to me that your fuel condition lever would be cut off at this point anyways. Like, it would make more sense to have, you know, actual fuel going to the engine. Yeah, I'm not having any luck with the auto ignition on that. For some reason. Oh, leave the starter switch on, don't turn it off. Oh. I guess I'm having the generator on too. Fuel pressure's still red. Yeah, I don't know. Obviously something a bit wonky with that. Just want to see what it does on a quick start. So yeah, the starter just comes up. It had both the auto start and starter on at the same time. And then once it started booting up, the generator came on after that. And just stayed at low idle the whole time. Okay. Interesting. Let me do that too. Yeah, I don't know. It's very weird. Hey, Justin. Obviously, some little things to work on that. Now I'll showcase what I'm talking about with taking off in a tail dragger. We can do this one and then go into a lower powered one, because this one's kind of a bad example. This thing has so much power to it, you're on the ground for maybe half second. But yeah, that's pretty odd. By the way, off our right, look at the Microsoft Flight Simulator luggage carts. That's pretty funny. But yeah, I'm not sure. It's just stuck in that one phase the whole time. I'm not sure why. I don't need these arrows. We're not in career mode. Yeah, I wish I could have gave you... I mean, I guess I did give you an answer to the question in general. So it's definitely not you, Crowbot. Where's the runway at here? Oh, there it is. So yep, with tail draggers, at least this is what I do. Again, these are very light aircraft, so at least if you're like in a Cub and the Draco here and so forth, but
Hawaiian 158, hold position, caution, other traffic.
is there traffic? I don't see anybody. So what I do is I typically go 2 notches. That's as most as, you know, that I go for. And all you do is go full power here. Got those flaps there. Tail will pop up and that's that. You're up in the air. Again, this is a bad example for it just because of how much power and lightness this thing actually has. But we'll go into something a bit more underpowered, and then we can check that out too. But yeah, with this thing, you're off the ground almost instantly with just the specs this thing has. And they are biohazard, I agree. I'll try to land this thing here really quick. Also, we don't need you guys talking right now. I always turn off this in free flight because we don't need to hear ATC right now. People are here to hear the plane, not ATC. And after we land here, we'll go to something like a Cub. Something that's going to be on the ground a little bit longer. But, I mean, the same rules apply. You'll want those flaps, create that extra lift. Because you're pretty much letting the plane get off the ground on its own. You're not really even pulling back too much. Shut it on down. It's pretty funny, this airport must have been getting repaired in the satellite imagery. Got all these repair spots going on. Oh, beautiful. Look at that. Love it. The Draco's very twitchy, though, with a stick rudder. But alright, now I'll showcase something a bit more underpowered. I'm really happy with that landing there. I normally always bounce that one. Let's see. Let's just do a nice little... I think we'll definitely do a cub. Oh, I have this third-party one I bought, which also doesn't support career mode. I think this is the one I bought, right? Asobo, we gotta change this. I should be able to access the My Library anywhere. I don't know why it only works at the homepage. I think that's just a very odd quirk. But anyways, let me just make sure. I'll just showcase how, because it's a really cool plane. They did a great job with it. It supports 2024 now as well. No, not 2020 only. Cub. Yep. By Classic Aircraft Simulations. So we'll do a flight in that. And hopefully they'll support career mode. Please. Be nice to do some missions with it. We'll go to another airport here. And thank you, Biohazard and Busted. Very much appreciate it. I bought this plane in the era when my channel wasn't doing very good with content, you know, with views. Because I did a first flight over this. I think it's at like 300. So if you want to see more of this plane, if you're interested, it's now supported in 24, but unfortunately, again, no career mode, which is disappointing. But it's still a cool plane. They did good with the sound and all that. Will we get to fly it? Oh, see, I just had to ask. But yeah, look at this thing. Oh, they even supported walk around. Nice. I didn't even know that. Okay. Got the lovely old Cub logo on. Like, what a great logo. But anyways, we'll pop on in here. Let's open the window really quick. Look at that. Does it still flop around too? Yeah, look at that. Actually has some physics to it. Everybody ready to hear this thing? Does this not have Control E? Or is it because the window's open? Hang on. Sorry, that was... oh, there we go. I don't think it... Wait, hang on, it's not closed. Oh, it was closed. We're good. No, this just doesn't have Control E, okay. I haven't flown this thing since 2020, so don't mind me. What's... Oh, wait, we did... Oh, okay, it's just really delayed. But there's a lot of settings to this as well. You can, I think you can turn off the vibrations. Yeah, you can change the amount of vibrations on here, the gauge vibrations. So if you wanted to look like an earthquake's going on in here, you can absolutely do that. But we're not going to have that. We'll have a little bit going on. But engine, all these settings you can do. Engine damage, we'll turn that off. You can have it like you're wearing headphones. Is this my avatar? Nope, that's just some random person. Okay. But anyway, still pretty cool. You can have all these different settings going on. You can even dive into customization if you want your tail number to be on the left, top, bottom, or everywhere. So if you really want to let people know, you can. You can even change, like you can change everything on the fly, which is pretty cool. Have the caps over the wheels. or go for like a bush trip type setup going on. But yeah, there we go. Yeah, I wish more planes would support that, for sure. Being able to just change things on the fly is really nice. How long of a runway is this? Oh, we're good. We don't have to taxi all the way back. So again, like I was saying, I'm going to turn that down. All those extra things. But it's still cool to tweak that. So if you really want, like you're sitting in the plane, being able to toggle that or just adjust it to what you like is nice. Alright, let's get up in the... Oh, so again, I should say this. Similar to the other, basically use this for any tail dragger is, you want those flaps... Well, actually, does this have flaps? I don't know. I don't think this one has flaps, actually. It doesn't. Alright, so even better then. So basically, once the nose is level with the horizon, that's when you know your tail is up. And you'll just be able to kind of pull back slowly and go from that. So there we go. Get a little right rudder in there. Fight the forces. Our tail is up already. And you can just gently pull back and you're up in the air. That's the nice thing about tail draggers is, you know, they don't require a lot of runway. And then once you get all that stuff down, they're just such a blast to fly. Should we open our window? Okay, don't do that. Hold on. Hold on. Oh no, this is bad. Okay, this is... Mistakes have been made. Hold up. Okay, oh! So just so you know, you do not want to open the complete right side of the aircraft. Just wanted some fresh air, my bad. Alright, anyways, so after that, everything's fine. We'll just pretend that didn't happen. And we're good. Add a little fuel to it, and... Why is the throttle lit up here? Hang on. I'd like it to not be lit up. There we go. Ah, what a beautiful flight, isn't it, folks? Nothing catastrophic. I don't know what... Are you okay? I don't know if she's alright. Why did you get turned back on anyways? Cockpit persistence. There we go. We'll just go without anybody in here. I mean, yeah, I'm glad I'm not the only one biohazard. I mean, it's nice to get that fresh air in here. You know, it just blows through the monitor. Could you imagine that? Oh my goodness. That would be some 4D effects right there. Oh, see, now I don't like it when it's all empty, though. But she's just, like, freaking out in the cockpit. But it just looks better when you have some people in the plane rather than it looking autonomous. But it's still a really fun plane to fly, though. Got the old gauges here. I mean, even look at the logo down here, by the way. Like I was talking about on the tail. It's on the gauge as well. The Piper Cub Bear. Just really nice details in here. Again, I wish I'd have more options regarding windows. I mean, I get it's an old plane, but I'd love to have an option to at least get some better glass. Because I don't know if that's just me, but it really bugs me when I have a lot of crap on the windows and I'm trying to enjoy the view and I'm just seeing all these scratches like a bank robber or trying to somebody get jewelry. Like, I don't know, it's just kind of wish that could get tweaked as well. Yep, no doubt. I mean, don't get me wrong, glass cockpits are really cool, but it's always great going back to these steam gauges. Just like when we did the aerial advertising in the classic Cessna that you can use now in career mode. It's just something about them. Always love that. Okay, good. I'm glad I'm not the only one that's annoyed by smudges, especially because that even happens in new planes that you buy in career mode. It's like, why are there scratches and smudges everywhere? I just bought this thing. I don't know why developers add that detail. I want to have a nice looking plane, not one that looks like it's been in a junkyard for 5 years or something. I just don't think it adds anything to my sim experience to see scratches on my brand new aircraft. That's one thing I've never understood. And so I'll showcase the landing too, since we don't have any flaps on this aircraft. Pretty much similar to the Cap 4 that we got in World Update Brazil. So basically what you're doing is you're just bleeding off that airspeed naturally. Ooh! Oh god. Yeah, we're bleeding off the air. Oh my goodness gracious. Yeah, we bled off the airspeed here. The gauge was showing us over 100. What was I looking at? Was I looking at the wrong thing? Oh great, now it died on me. Very good. There we go, we're fine. Oh. Nice. I was looking at altitude. I don't know why. I just saw the 1 and I was like, oh, we're good still. We're at 100 knots. Alright, we're going to forget that happened as well. This flight has not gone very... Who is this? Who's that? Is that a viewer? Welcome. Alright, so anyways, don't do what I did and look at the wrong gauge. I just saw 1, I was like, oh, this is great, and then it was over. A little bounce there. Alright, I want to redo that, because I don't want that to be our one and only landing, because that was all horrendous. I blame the bear. The Cub was just, you know, I was like, oh, why is it clickable? What is this? Why is that showing as clickable? I guess it's probably because of the adjust. I was like, wow, we're still going really fast and we're stalling. That's weird. Oh. Oh, hello. Okay, I thought that I thought you disappeared. I was like, oh, we just saw a ghost. Oh, yeah, that would be even more annoying in VR for sure. So I'm hoping we'll see some tweaks to it. Because, to me, I think it's a pointless thing. I mean, great if you want to have some wear and tear on your plane. I don't. I'd rather much it look pristine all the time I hop into it, as opposed to just the glass being full of everything going on. Alright, we'll get a much better landing in here now that we know what we're looking at here. And this is what happens when you're talking and you're flying and you're trying to, you know, have everything, you know, you just kind of take quick glances and everything goes wrong after that. Mountains are looking sweet right here too. It's a nice little airport to do some touch and goes at. A little practice with some smaller planes. Well, less of a bounce there. I mean, we still bounced it. But really, you know, practicing in that Cat 4 or a tail dragger that doesn't have flaps is a great starting point, because then you kind of get used to just doing these landings and takeoffs without that effect. And then once you do get to those the tail draggers that do have flaps, it'll be even easier for you. So again, hopefully I answered the question that people were asking about tail draggers and so forth. I kind of forgot I was trying to help people out. Yep, I agree, Biohazard. If there can just be a toggle for it, that would be perfect, because then, depending on what people are wanting, they can have the plane look the way they want it to. Because it looks terrible from the outside, too. You can see the glass. It just has that same pattern going on. It almost looks like a watermark. And maybe that's why she's freaking out. She doesn't like it either, and I can agree with that. Awesome, Busted. I'm happy to hear that. I just wanted to double check before I just kind of move on from it. And you're like, well, that was useless. But other than the windows, it's a fun plane. I really, really do enjoy this. Now, if only it had some career support. I mean, even just for some flight seeing, you know? It would be nice utilizing these aircraft in that mode. Coming in way too hot there. I mean, we didn't bounce it, but I still don't like how we did that. We'll do one more. That was looking like a pretty decent landing over there, Crow Air. Love it. By the way, if you're just joining the stream, we were in career mode in the beginning. We were in the Draco X doing a cargo mission. We're just kind of in free flight right now, just kind of doing a little bit of tutorials, seeing the checklist for the Draco, and then of course diving into this third-party plane I bought in 2020. That's now supported in 24. Well, I guess it's still on theme for the, you know, for the title though. Third party just doesn't support career mode. Which developer? I love your plane. Get rid of the nonsense on the glass and add career mode support. Would be fantastic. Because I originally said the Cat 4 didn't support career mode, but it does. Unfortunately, it has the same issue like the Beechcraft Bonanza, where the pilot's sticking through the roof and all that. So that's why I didn't really do anything with that. We are in Hawaii. I think this is Maui now, if I remember correct. I kind of forgot where we spawned in, but this is a great, like, I love it. I'll have to do some more touch and goes here when I'm practicing other aircraft. Oh no, this is Molokai. This is PHLU, Papa Hotel Lima Uniform Airport. Right off the coast. It's really cool. Alright, Crow Air, I'm gonna watch this landing here. No pressure. Hold up, my goodness gracious, you got there fast. Sorry, we'll zoom in. Very nice, look at that, that was beautiful. Love it. Alright, I'll attempt mine here. By the way, if you're just joining as well, you can toggle all these my cowtowns I have on the Winnie. It's really cool. In case you didn't see this earlier, you can customize all the vibrations that are going on in the aircraft, from airframe to gauges to the engine vibrations, and then of course you can customize the plane itself. We'll just have it on the right top there. I don't even know what that is. Oh, we can even change out the engine look too. Oh, a little bit of smoke going on now. See, we got little caps on there now. Just sweet. Alright, we're going way too fast here. I was too busy showing everything else. Hey Blaze! Hello, hello! How are you doing this fine Monday? Oof. Not a great one there. That was terrible. Alright, one more. I want a good one here. We had a great landing with the Draco, and then everything else has been not so great with the Cub here. But yeah, I think the customization where you can do it live in the plane should be more of a standard. Because there's a couple other planes that do that as well. But just being able to change it on the fly, it's like, you know what, I'm kind of in the mood to have it look like this, put the hubs over the wheel, and, you know, it's nice having that. By the way, we should probably do a landing with all the stuff turned on, huh? I'm sure that'll look very nice. Let's see how long I want to look at this. Turn the gauges vibration up, dynamic camera forces, and airframe vibrations. Fantastic. Here we go. Now we're in the Cub. The Monday is Mondaying. Still can't get my Microsoft flights into work, but hey, don't really have much time to fly anymore anyways. Oh no! Have you done a reinstall though, Blaze? Oh, look how it, like, when the RPM's down, oh my goodness. Look at the gauges. That's great. Obviously this is all turned up to 100%. You can modify that, but, you know, we may as well mess around with it and have it all set to the highest setting. Yeah, it's weird with this one, because if you go too slow, you kind of just drop, and that's what I'm trying to avoid, and just kind of hit the sweet spot with this. I almost want to kind of come in a little bit faster, just to get those wheels on the ground as smooth, and then just slow down from that point. Yeah, I mean, we still bounced it a little bit, but that was still pretty decent. I'm happy with that. Shaking all around. I love the gauges. Oh man. But here, I'll showcase what it looks like at 100% to... I'll slow things down. Am I in the way? Oh. Did they leave? Oh, no, oh, there you... Oh, my goodness. How did I miss you? I don't know why I'm so zoomed in. But anyways, this is what it looks like on the ground at 100%. Bring that down just a little bit. There we go. Something a bit more natural. There we go. I just wanted to see what it looked like at 100%. Wow, that's weird. I don't know, Blaze. That's very odd. And here's an outside view of taking off too. See the tail's up. You just have to give it just a little bit on the back. Oh, I found another glitch. Developer. My tires are still smoking. Oh, there we go. Just have to go back inside. It just kind of doesn't reset its thing. So a couple things to work on this plane still. You know, that is true. Is she still very upset up front? Oh. No, I think everything's good now. Look at that. She's no longer just looking like a horror movie character in there. But yeah, once that window stuff is situated, it's going to be a beautiful aircraft. Oh, nope, hang on. She's turning into a horror character again. I'll let them land here. I like the little bit of smoke we're puffing out of the engine. Oh, hello. Nice. I'm pretty sure that's a tail dragger as well, so it looked pretty funny seeing the, is that a Mooney or is that a Bonanza? Either way, it looked funny seeing it act like a tail dragger. And binary, we should be on the West servers, but I could be wrong. It always changes it up for me since I have it set to auto. We'll make this our final landing here. Come on. Trying to do a little fine tuning and... There we go. Nice. We were way off the center line, but hey, we got a smooth landing in there, so I'm happy with that. Oh, come on. Just trying to look backwards there a little bit. Nice. But anyways, there's one of the rare third-party planes I own. Pretty cool. By the way, thanks to Crow Air for flying along with us. That was nice. And we'll probably leave it there for this stream. We're at the 2-hour mark. Hopefully the stream is looking a lot better on your end. And yeah, I'm really happy with how it looks now. So with that being said, we might be here later today. We'll see. Or at least I'm hoping sometime this week we'll be diving into Sim Update 2. Only time will tell, but we should be really close to it. So if it's not today, maybe tomorrow? I would imagine early in the week, because they said it was very close to releasing, and yeah, I'm very much looking forward to it. So when it does come out, we'll be live, we'll be diving into it, and awesome. I'm glad it looked great, Busted. That's what I want to hear. Love it. Bought the P180 recently. I love it. That's awesome. It's a very cool plane. So I'm glad you're liking it, Binary. That's awesome to hear. So with that being said, thank you guys, as usual, for all your support on this series and on the channel. I very much appreciate it. And I will hopefully see you soon as well.